Hello and welcome to Infinite Ruins. This is another wonderful, very satisfying incremental experience. If you'd like to check it out, there is a link in the description, and we're going to start a new game straight away. I kind of wish that there was a hard difficulty here, but the funny thing is, I've played the demo. I absolutely love the demo, played that until the end, and indeed, look at this. We have two different modes. We have the full mode, which has all mechanics, synergies, and anti-synergies. So in other words, we're going to be having some penalties and various other things that are going to impact how we play this. And indeed, we also have harmony mode. So if you want to have a more relaxed experience, then obviously you can do that. We're going to play on full mode. I'm actually very excited to see what is going to happen with the anti-synergies. And as you can see here, there we go. Something still breathes beneath. Indeed. You chose to dig. We dug too deep, didn't we? Did we? Yes. The ruins did not choose you. But here we go. We are going to strike the stone. Now, this is what is really, really cool about this game. The pickaxe automatically does its own thing. I am not clicking here right now. I'm not clicking, and that just absolutely saves my hand, saves my mouse, saves basically everything that I could ever ask for. So I am already pleased with this game. I don't need a lot. I don't need a lot, but yeah. Anyway, we've got some upgrades. So as you can see, we can already get a stronger pickaxe. We can also get rock fragments. Loose debris litters the excavation. Fragile rock fragments begin to appear among the earth. The other thing just makes your pickaxe do more damage. And as you can see, it actually gives you damage numbers as well, which I very much appreciate, because then you can very accurately see what is doing the most damage and what you need to focus on more of, and so on and so forth. Now, what's really cool is that I don't actually need to go from the top. I can actually go like this. I can go and just cherry pick a handful of pieces of stone here, and I would then be able to use those in my upgrades, which I personally think is absolutely fantastic. I think that is extremely, extremely useful. And you can go anywhere that you want with this. Basically, you can go manual. You can focus on manual stuff. Like, for example, as you can see right here, we have endless excavation. This is going to improve your pickaxe. But you can also go for automatic or automated mining with your golems. There are a variety of different elemental golems. Some are rock golems, some are mechanical golems, some are frost and fire, and well, I'm sure there are going to be many, many more that I haven't discovered yet, because I've only played the demo to its fullest extent, and I only played this for about 10 minutes before thinking, oh yes, you know what? A video it is. And we're just going to go for endless excavation right here, because look at this. When hitting a block, horizontally adjacent blocks are also damaged. Very, very useful, because now, as you can see, look at this. This is what I'm capable of doing now. I'm now hitting in a horizontal line, and this is insanely strong, because what we're going to be doing is we're going to be getting some golems. Don't worry, we are going to be getting some golems, because that's kind of like the whole deal with this game. You're going to be getting a lot of golems, and it's going to be a great old time. I need 150. All right, that's absolutely fine. Need 150. Should be able to get that very, very quickly here. And we also obviously want to try to increase the amount of resources that we get. So we're going to just get the rock golem right there. As you can see, we already got that. Now, I need to get this. I need to get optimized earth collection as soon as possible. I just wanted to show you the wonders of being able to harvest horizontally. And there's also another upgrade after this, which allows you to harvest vertically as well. So you're going to be harvesting in like a plus symbol icon, sort of like, fashion, which is very, very useful. So yeah, anyway, we're going to get the rock golem. Let's get another one. Let's get two. There we go. And we are now absolutely fine. Look at that. Now we've got two rock golems. They are now going to go very logically. They will move very, very logically. And what they'll do is they will go to each individual block, and they will basically be just attacking that until it is destroyed. Same thing with these levels right here. So as you can see, they're just going to move along with each other and basically just try to harvest as much as they possibly can in a very, very logical fashion. Now, there is another golem that I know of, which is called the mechanical golem, and that basically goes down in an illogical fashion. It's very erratic. It basically just goes around wherever it wants to, and so Well, you're not going to get that deep with that, in my opinion at least, but you can do it. As you can see right here, iron grinds against stone, summon a mechanical golem that drills erratically through nearby blocks instead of focusing the surface. I personally prefer the rock golems, so I'm going to ignore the mechanical golem for the moment, but I think it probably could be extremely good. So yeah, anyway, we're going to be, obviously, as you can see right here, optimizing our earth collection, yes, and we're going to try and see what we can do with that. And indeed, yeah, as you can see, endless excavation number 2, when hitting a block, vertically adjacent blocks are also damaged. That's going to be very useful for us. But we are going to be improving our golems. I'm going to try to make sure that our golems are as powerful as possible, because we're going to try to get more of those, and I do need to get a lot more stone to be able to upgrade those. So that's what we're going to do, and hopefully I will have enough to be able to do that. Let's just have a quick look here. Yeah, so I can obviously increase this in just a second, increase my capacity, there it is, and then we can get another rock golem. You do need to increase your capacity, so you're not going to be able to just unlimitedly, you know, summon these golems. You do need capacity upgrades to be able to do that, which I think is a nice balancing measure, because otherwise you're just going to be, you know, spamming a huge amount, because there's not that much of a cost. The cost of the golems in general are quite cheap. They're not too bad. And yeah, our guys are going to be cooking with gas in no time at all. So we can also make them go faster if we want to, but I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're probably just going to be improving our damage, improving our own damage, improving our own speed as well. As you can see, we're doing now 15 damage, so every single hit is really useful now. And indeed, I am going to be going for some more capacity here, and now it costs actually stone, so it's not costing just the basic version any longer, so we can get 4 rock golems. So we have 4 rock golems now. Now I need to be focusing on stone as much as possible, because otherwise we're not going to have enough. We are very clearly not going to have enough. Now I could go up here and actually help my golems to get down. So technically what I could do is I could just weaken blocks like this just by hitting them once or twice, and then just move along here like so, and then basically it will take like 1 punch from the golems to be able to do this. And I think this is probably more efficient than me just randomly going around. So I think we're probably just going to end up doing that, and we're just going to continue obviously getting upgrades. So as you can see, I can get endless excavation 2 now, and indeed we can even get endless excavation 3, which allows us to do diagonal blocks, which is very impactful indeed. And then you also have excavation momentum. Unlocks chain mining. Rapidly destroying blocks builds a chain that boosts resource gains. Slow down and lose your momentum. So in other words, we don't want to slow down. We want to go you know, as hard as we possibly can here. I'm going to go and get explosive charge. There is a 10% chance that golems have a chance to drop an explosive charge on each hit, which, all intents and purposes, it's not really going to do a huge amount, unfortunately. It doesn't do that much damage right now, because obviously, well, it's not upgraded, but we will be able to get it upgraded very quickly indeed, or at least I hope so. And you can see here, I'm going to obviously be attempting to weaken as many of these blocks as possible, just so that my golems can very quickly get down there. And look at these. More massive upgrades right here. I am actually wanting to get this if at all possible, but that's going to take quite some time. Let's just get optimized earth collection once again. We obviously need to try to improve our resource gathering as much as possible. I also want to try to reduce the travel time that our golems have. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to focus myself on one side of the mine shaft, and I'm going to allow my golems to focus on the other side. And we're going to see whether that has an impact on our efficiency and our resource gain. Alright, so I actually, in the end, decided that I would go for a mechanic golem, because I kind of think, yes, that's going to give me some more capacity. So that's the reason why I did that, because as it stands, I was actually maxed out at 5 rock golems. So I will get one of these, just because I kind of want to show you what they're all about anyway. And as you can see, they're going to be, you know, they're going to be just walking around here, and they're just going to be randomly going downwards. And that's obviously fine. I don't really have a big problem with that, but I had to do this for the +1 free golem slot, and that really makes a huge difference, or should be making a pretty big difference to us. So we're going to just increase their power a little bit here as well. Cracks reveal weakness. When moving to an adjacent block, the mechanic golem has a chance to target a damaged block first. Yeah, that could possibly be the way to go here, but yeah, we're going to probably just continue getting upgrades for our rock golems here, because eventually we're going to be having some crazy chain reactions with these things, because they're going to be obviously spawning bombs really, really fast. 40% chance actually on each hit if we max out that particular skill. That's going to be quite impactful, I suppose. And yeah, we're just going to continue trying to do as much as we can here just to get as much stone as possible. And you can see here that we're now maxed out in regards to capacity again, which is obviously fine. That's okay. We're going to be attempting to try to unlock as many of the upgrades as we can get our hands on. I obviously do want to try to be a little bit synergistic with our unlocks. You know, I don't really want to go, you know, be like, oh yes, let's get fire golems and let's get water golems. I don't know whether they have anti-synergies or not, but I would assume so, considering they are basically opposite elements. Alright, so we've now reached a point where we can choose. Do we want hot golems? Do we want heat golems? Or do we want cold golems? I don't know. I'm thinking we're probably going to go for the heat golems here. I think that probably sounds like the I don't know. I think that sounds like the finest idea, but let's try it. Fire calls to fire. When an ember block is destroyed, nearby blocks ignite. Yeah, that's what I want. I want to get that. I want to get that super, super badly. I actually want to get that so hard right here. I want to get so many of these really, really good things. Yeah, we're also going to be probably getting a lot of increases with our resources as well. The only problem is I want to try to increase damage. I think damage is probably going to be our... I don't know. I think that's probably going to be one of the best things that we can go for here. But yeah, we'll give it a go. We'll give it a go. And you can see here that I need 1600 to be able to increase our capacity. And there's our first fire golem. And as you can see, we have these fire blocks. These fire blocks have now been added to the field. And what is this? Ancient forces beyond what is this? I have not seen this ever before. This was not in the demo. This was not in the demo, so I am very, very intrigued about this. Let's actually see what happens. I don't know what's going to happen. Oh, okay. I got 0 runes. I actually have no idea what that was about, but okay. I guess we'll find out in due time. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and generate as much fire as possible. Because this is hopefully, I mean, it's not going to spread right now, but it will be starting to spread when we get upgrades. So it's going to be very, very useful. What's this? The aura radius shrinks. Fewer blocks are protected. Ah, okay. So in other words, I see. So when that appears, it seems to protect the resources. So that's going to be kind of annoying, isn't it, for us? Okay. So yeah, we're going to need a lot more. Oh dear. Yeah, it's going to be a bit problematic, isn't it? Yeah, this is going to be a bit problematic. I'm not entirely sure how we're going to do this, but I guess we're going to try it and we'll just see what happens here. Unlocks chain mining. Yeah, I really want to get that. So we're probably going to save up for that in just a second. We're maybe just going to spec something else though. I'm thinking we're probably going to spec into that. There we go. Bomb radius maxed out. Let's get excavation momentum soon. I need 1,000 stone for that. Should be pretty easy for us, right? I think that should be pretty easy. As you can see, I now have the square upgrade, so we now have the ability to just do square damage instead of just the plus symbol. And we almost have enough to get a rune or something like that. I'm actually not entirely sure what the runes are, but we are getting energy. Yeah, we're getting energy somehow. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but I guess we will find out very, very soon. And there you go. 1 runes. Collapse the ruins. Okay. I'm not sure what that does. Like I said, I have no idea what that does. So I guess we'll find out in due time. But yes, otherwise, let's see if I can get this. Yes, I can. There you go. Nice. Chain mining. That's fantastic. So momentum becomes unstoppable. Reaching high chain levels triggers frenzy, temporarily preventing chain decay. During frenzy, golems move and attack faster, and bombs and lightning strike twice as often. Extremely, extremely useful there. As well as this, momentum efficiency. The excavation flows without interruption. Maximum chain mining multiplier is increased. Yeah, I can't wait to get that. So yeah, we're gonna just spec into a couple of other things first though. We're gonna spec into probably bomb damage, because bombs, I think they're actually doing quite a bit. So yeah, as you can see, this is momentum right here. As you can see on the top left, we have a chain of 100 at the moment. And I'm going to be attempting to try and keep that alive as... yes, there we go. I messed up. Yeah, so basically the best thing that you can do with this is just try to attack new blocks every single time. And if you don't do that, you're going to lose your chain like I just did. There you go. But that's okay. You know, we're getting a good amount of resources with this. The problem is I'm going to have to be much more careful about stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure if I'm built for this. Am I built for this life? No, not at all. I'm not built for the chain life. Thank you very much. But this is going to be, it's going to be very, very good. We're going to get a load and load of stuff right here. I'm thinking yeah, I'm going to just do this. Nice. Yes. I don't think I'm going to be able to do much more than this. Maybe I will, maybe I won't. Yep, no, there we go. I ended up losing the chain, but that's okay because look at what we can get now. We can get another one of these. Let's get another fire golem while we can, and then we can see what we have here. Okay, so I did have the ability to get this, but I don't think that's really necessary right now. I think what we do need to get is more bomb damage, more damage for our rock golems as well. And I also do, as you can see right here, I want to get this. I want to get wildfire. This is going to be insanely powerful for chain attacks and just basically chain reactions across the board. It's going to be very, very fun. So if we can get our hands on 2,500 rocks, then I'll be pretty happy with that. And then we'll be able to do some really nice things. Let's see if we can maybe make it in just a second. How did I lose that chain, by the way? I felt like I was actually completely fine there, but... oh, well, never mind. I think I should probably not take note of the chain at the moment, because I'm literally just going to lose it randomly, and then I'm going to be like, what? How did I lose it? You know, sort of thing. So I'd rather just play normally, stress-free, and try to get what I can, and then we'll be all good. And we are almost at the number that we need. There it is. Fantastic. So let's get wildfire finally. And we can increase it even further, and it's going to be even more insane, because now, look at this. Spreading fire now also ignites the blocks to the left and right. Right now, it's doing diagonal and stuff like that, so very much looking forward to it. Let's see if I can get this. Let's get some more speed for our golems, get some more speed for our pickaxe. There you go. All right, yeah, we're looking nice. So let's just continue destroying these fire blocks. And we'll see. Look at the fire. It's actually spreading really nicely here. And I think that that's actually making a huge difference. That will make a huge difference as time goes on as well, because we're going to be cracking those blocks, and it's going to be just that much easier for our golems to get through it. Alright, so we've now approached a bit of a milestone here. So we now have a new resource, and that resource is called Obsidian. As you can see right here, we are getting obsidian fragments. Ancient pressure fuse the rock into glass. Obsidian fragments begin to emerge among the stone. And indeed, we now have the first upgrade of that. Now, I also have a bunch of other upgrades up here. As you can see, I actually took chain drilling with the mechanical golems, which allows them to pierce through additional blocks in a straight line. I actually think that that could be extremely impactful. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I will spec quite a lot into that. I will just go here, and then we'll spec into this, and we're just going to get the mechanical golems being slightly more powerful here. And yeah, that's basically what we're going to do now. We're just going to try to get sort of our rock golems and mechanical golems working well together here. Obviously, they're going to be pretty good, I think. Yeah, wow. Actually, the mechanical golems are really good. But I do like the bombs. That's the thing. I guess you got to kind of just have to choose. You just have to choose what you want to do, and then, you know, see what happens. Now, we are getting frenzy every single time you hear this this music. We are getting frenzy. This is what it does. Golems move and attack faster. Bombs and lightning strike twice as often. So frenzy is very important. Very useful, in fact, especially when you have a lot of golems on the field. And that's exactly what we have. So I'm obviously trying to charge that as much as I possibly can. And eventually, we will have enough to be able to prestige. And prestiging is something that I haven't really touched upon yet, because it's not something that I've actually done in the full version of the game just yet. So this is what you do. You click on here, and then you can take a look at what you have available. So you can see here that we have this, which it allows you to start with free upgrades, reinforced pickaxe 1, mining rhythm 1, and then you've got a bunch of other stuff as well. And that is going to make it a lot easier for you to do things. However, obviously, I would need to begin the prestiging system or mechanic. I would need to press this button here. We're not able to spec into these just yet until we have the collapse completely and utterly done. So that's basically how that goes. Anyway, we will obviously be continuing to do as much damage as we can here. I would like to get more of this. That's going to get us more resources when we have a high chain. High chain of our yeah, as you can see, we're getting 125% of our resources now instead of 75%, because we do have 2 upgrades in that. And as you can see, look at the fire. We've gotten the second level of the wildfire upgrade as well, so you can see obviously how much that expands, and it actually does pretty good damage to be able to weaken these blocks quite nicely. I'm kind of happy with how I've decided to do this in comparison to if we wanted to go for the frozen golems. Maybe the frozen golems are cool too. I mean, I know that they are very good because I've used them in the demo, but I don't think anti-synergies were actually implemented in the demo. So, you know, that's neither here nor there, I suppose. But yes, anyway, I think what we're going to do is we're going to get another one of these mechanical golems. I think the mechanical golems are probably going to be really, really fun for us. I do have 1 fire golem already. I'm not sure, actually 2 fire golems already, so I'm not sure if we really need to go super hard on that. But yeah, we'll see what we can do. I'm otherwise going to be going for, I kind of want to do more damage with our rock golems there. Should I do that, or shall we go for this? The aura radius shrinks. I kind of want to shrink that, but I kind of also don't want to spend rock on that. I feel like that's a huge waste. Is that just me? Maybe it is. Maybe it is. Okay, we'll just spec into the Rite of Reintegration as well, because basically the Rite of Reintegration, what that does is it allows you to return the golem to the ruins. So if you don't want to use rock golems anymore, you can literally just press reintegrate, and then they immediately go away, and then you can get other things, like mechanical golems, for example. Now, I'm not entirely sure if we want to do that, because the thing is, rock golems are going logically, like I explained beforehand. They're going logically, you know, horizontally across, destroying all the blocks, basically making it very, very simple for us to see where we're going and what we're doing and so on and so forth. But the problem is, I kind of feel as though they are not as effective as the mechanical golems. Is that just me? I actually don't know. Because the mechanical golems right now, as you can see, are actually doing 12 damage downwards, vertically, whenever they are drilling something, which I have to admit, I think is really, really good, actually. I think that's very, very strong. So it may very well be the case that we want to return the rock golems and then just get the drilling ones. But I think we should probably just wait and see, to be honest, because the mechanical golems right now are random. They are, of course, random, so I might need to babysit them a little bit more, which would not be so good. Let's actually just see what we're going to get here. We got to get some more speed. We could get this. No, I think we're probably just going to be getting some more fire stuff, to be honest. I think that's probably going to be the way to go here. We could also do this. I'm going to need Obsidian to be able to do this. That's going to increase... Yeah, that's going to increase our... Well, overall... max capacity, and we're going to be getting that sometime soon. Alright, so we now have additional elemental golems to unlock, and you can see here we have poison sacks. Something toxic grows in the dark. Toxic clouds cling to some blocks. Any damage causes them to burst, poisoning all adjacent blocks. Or we can go for lightning. The sky answers your excavation. Your actions have a chance to summon a lightning strike that tears through a vertical line of blocks. Now, from my perspective, I personally think poison is the way to go, because I absolutely love that. I'm a huge fan of damage over time effects and things like that, so that's what I'm going to do. And indeed, we're going to be hopefully getting enough obsidian to be able to... yeah, to be able to get the golem. There we go, we got the poison golem. Very, very nice. Now, I should probably also get obsidian fragments. I should probably get that upgrade. I should probably get optimized collection as well. That's going to get us more obsidian, but I'm also thinking that we want to do more damage Oh, dearie me. Oh, yes. Okay, fine. Let's do optimized collection, and then we'll probably do more damage, I guess. More damage with that. And then we'll do this as well. So our mechanical guys can do more damage too. And there we have it. Okay, so now all we need is 10,000 in... Oh, actually, wait a minute. I can actually get this right now. Let's get a poison golem. There we go. We got one poison golem. I don't know how it's going to go. Oh, it actually seems pretty cool, actually. The question is fire and poison going to work well together? Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. Oh, that's fantastic. I was a bit worried about that for a real quick second, because I thought to myself, can a block be poisoned as well as on fire? And I was like, yeah, maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it does definitely seem to be the case. So this is going to get crazy, because we're going to be able to set things on fire as well as poison them. And I literally cannot wait. I cannot wait to see how amazing that's going to be. So we're going to just do this. That's going to get sharpened pickaxe. We're going to do that. That reduces the amount of resources taken by the vortex that comes up every now and again. And it will indeed return some of the resources that it steals from us as well. So yeah, that's going to be pretty nice. So we are just going to continue here, see what we can do. And maybe, just maybe, we're going to be able to get our hands on another golem. Another poison golem, please. That would be nice. Alright, so things are starting to get very hot in here indeed. So take off all your clothes. Yes, indeed. That is the Nelly song. Nelly? Is it Nelly? Yes, that's Nelly. That is the Nelly song. And indeed, otherwise, we are going to be setting every block here on fire. As you can tell right here. Look at this. Look at how crazy this is. And indeed, we are now doing amazingly. With poison, we've got the 3rd level of wildfire, so it's now going to spread almost infinitely through the blocks around it. It's going to do a lot of damage. We're going to be basically weakening every single block around us here. That's going to make a huge difference for our overall progression. And indeed, I'm aiming right now to save up for a 6,000 Obsidian upgrade. And what this Obsidian upgrade does is it interacts, as you can see right here, fire and poison do not mix. They erupt. And indeed, we're going to be taking that. Feeds the blast with concentrated toxins, increasing explosion damage. Yes. Lets the burning venom drift further before it settles, widening the blast. This is a synergy. So this is clearly a synergy here, and I am extremely, extremely pleased to see it. So let's see what happens when we actually get a poison cloud to mix with fire. And I'm hopeful that we'll be able to see that a little bit further down here, because there it goes. Yes, that was a nice explosion, and we're going to obviously be attempting to try and increase the damage of that as best as we can. Now, there's one thing obviously that you got to realize: this game is quite expansive, at least from what I can tell, because there is a significant prestige system and meta progression system. So I probably won't be able to get that far in this episode alone, which is kind of unfortunate, really. I would have loved to have shown you some more of the advanced stuff, but obviously this is kind of advanced, I guess. Kind of advanced so far. Not as advanced as I would have liked, but that's how it goes, right? That's how it goes. You're gonna have you know, a bit of time to kind of get used to the game and everything, and indeed you can obviously try to get additional upgrades in other cases. Like, for example, let's go with we could go for this, or we could go for this. I'm actually going to be doing more damage. Let's do more damage with my pickaxe. That sounds pretty nice. Now, you can also do this, and as you can see, this basically makes it so that the cold cannot stop decay. Poison still spreads through frozen blocks. It's just slower and longer lasting. So you can technically use poison with frost as well, with frozen blocks too, if you want to. I think that seems pretty cool, actually. But what I'm obviously going to go for is I'm going to try to go for toxic fallout. Let the burning venom drift further before it settles. I think that sounds really, really good. Very, very impactful there as well. But look at the amount of fire. Look at the fire that we currently have going on here. It literally spreads so extremely fast. It is really, really nice to see that. And I'm actually surprised that we're getting, well, that we have any blocks still standing, to be honest. I feel like we would have a very, very simple time here if we had slightly more golems, but I don't really want to spend 10,000 on a slot for golems at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wait until 9... Is it 9,000? No. Yeah, it is 9,000 actually, yes. Sorry, my bad. Yeah, so it is going to be 9,000 obsidian until we have the opportunity to get toxic fallout. And, well, it's not going to take that long actually, surprisingly enough. So we should be able to get there in a little bit of time. And then we can get that, and hopefully we can get a bunch of other upgrades at the same time. Let me actually just have a look. There we go. Okay, we're done. So let's get toxic fallout. There we go. Now that's going to be going crazy. The aura radius shrinks further. I kind of want to go for that. Let's do that. There we go. All right, fantastic. So let's see what actually happens now. Oh, that is a significant... Whoa. Okay, that is a massive, massive increase in the effectiveness of our explosive clouds. Okay, yeah, that is a massive, massive increase right there. Did you see how much it explodes? Yeah, we don't even have any damage boosts with this thing just yet. I can imagine this is going to be really, really strong. So, yeah. I really cannot wait to play more. Unfortunately, that is going to be it for this episode. I would have liked to have done more of this, but I've actually played for over an hour. Yes, I've played for over an hour so far. I know I haven't shown an hour, but, well, most of it is just gathering resources, obviously, as you do in an incremental. And, yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this. Otherwise, you should probably check out the game through the link in the description. It is out now. It has just been released. And it's a whale of a time. If you like incrementals and you like, shall we say, semi-automated gameplay, then this is definitely the way to go for you. Obviously, the pickaxe at the moment is still very, very strong and still does a lot. Like, for example, I can just pop these burning blocks and the poison clouds whenever I want to, and they will just do so much, they will just do so much damage. It's really quite fantastic. So anyway, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.